What's up, Ian here, and this is my review for the Truthear Shio Dongle Deck Amp. Now, before I begin, I'd like to thank Shenzhen Audio for sending this to me and making this video possible. But guys, rest assured that whatever I say in this video is my own opinion. This video is not scripted, and Shenzhen Audio will be watching this video together with you guys. Alright, so Truthear Shio, and this is a dongle deck that you can add to your Android phone because it's USB-C. If you want to listen to higher fidelity audio using the DAC chip inside here, so for those of you who have Android phone like this with a USB-C, you can just plug this into your USB-C port and enjoy higher quality audio. Okay, now this Truthear Shio is now retailing for $70 US, and for those of you who are interested, do check out the link down in the description below. Alright, so comes in a box like this, very nice box with the anime girl in front. Inside you'll find actually the specs of this anime girl. As actually her name is Shiroi, sorry. Yeah, her name is Shiroi. She's 1.7 meters tall, blah blah blah. Okay, so anyway, for those of you who are into waifus, right? At the back of the box you'll find some specs, so let's just quickly go through that. So this DAC amp comes with two DAC chips, right? The DAC chip is the CS43198, right? So there are two of them, and the decoding capability of this, I'm really amazed, is that it can decode PCM all the way up to 768 and DSD up to 256. Okay, the dynamic range of this is 130 dB and the frequency range is 20 to 20,000 Hertz. Okay, now the output level for the low gain, which is the 3.5 headphone jack, is 2 VRMS, and for the high gain, which is probably the Pentagon, it's 4 VRMS. Okay, and the output power for the low gain is 150 milliwatts and the high gain is 55 milliwatts. Okay, right, so that's for the box. Now let's talk about this dongle deck amp. So the surface of this is kind of a rubbery feel. Okay, it's got this texture to it, as you can see, and it's got the Truthear logo here. And on the side of it you do have a volume rocker. Unfortunately, this is not a native volume control, so when you press on this, it will control the volume on the device that you're connected to. So for example, if I'm connected to my phone, it will adjust the volume on my phone. Okay, on this side here you do have the headphone jacks. You have your 3.5 and your 4.4 Pentagon. Okay, so one is single-ended, the other is balanced. Now on the other side is your connection to your source. Over here you got your USB-C connection. So you can connect cable, right? So Truthear provides this USB-C to USB-C cable. All right, so let's talk about the sound. So basically, I've listened to this on my iPad, my iPhone, my Android phone. So let's talk about the technicalities first. Soundstage is wide, not as wide as this M15. Okay, it's kind of narrow as compared to the M15, but is pretty wide. Is wider than the Apple dongle. Okay. And yeah, so but it's a little bit intimate. Okay, and in terms of the height, it's got quite a bit of height, and it's got this like quite intimate surround sound type of feel to it as compared to the M15. M15 has got more of a linear and a deeper, wider soundstage as compared to the Truthear. Okay. And for the Apple dongle, this Apple dongle is, well, I would say it's also quite intimate. It's quite similar to the Shio in terms of the soundstage, but the Shio has got more height in terms of the soundstage as compared to the Apple dongle. Right, so that's for the soundstage. Imaging and sound separation. Imaging and sound separation is pretty okay. It's better than the Apple dongle, but it's a little bit less separated in terms of instruments and positioning of the instruments as compared to the M15. Okay, so but overall the sound separation is pretty good, right? And imaging as well. Imaging is actually pretty precise. I can actually identify where the instruments are as compared to the M15. M15 is a little bit more precise than the Truthear. And the Apple dongle is not as separated and as precise in terms of imaging as compared to the Truthear. Okay, so that's for that. And then detail retrieval and resolution. I find that for $70, right? Just remember, this is only $70. This one right here is $260. So in terms of the resolution and detail retrieval, it's performing above its price point. In terms of the detail retrieval, it retrieves the details very well. This is, well, I would say low resolution as compared to the Truthear, okay? But it's a little bit less resolute and less detailed as compared to the M15, okay? So yeah, in terms of the detail retrieval resolution, I find that it's pretty okay and it performs pretty good for its price point. Next would be bass, right? So bass is it delivers quite a good amount of bass and quite clear as well. Well, the clarity of the bass is clearer than the Apple dongle, but it's not as clear as the M15. At the same time, the quantity, the presence of the bass, M15 has got a little bit more presence as compared to the Truthear Shio, right? So Shio does have quite a bit of bass presentation, but not as much as the M15, and it's quite clear as well. As compared to the Apple dongle, the Shio is much cleaner, right, in terms of the bass delivery, and not as muddy as the Apple dongle. Mids, right? So mids is forward, right? It's much more forward than the Apple dongle. In fact, it's a little bit more forward than M15. So in terms of mids, this is a pretty forward presentation in terms of what I hear as compared to these two. So this has got good mids. For the treble, the M15 has got a bit more forward treble. This one is not as forward. The treble presentation for me is just nice. It's quite balanced in terms of the treble. This one right here is dark. Yeah, I find that in terms of brightness, okay, M15 is the brightest, Truthear is somewhere in the middle, and the Apple dongle is the darkest in terms of the treble. Okay. So in conclusion, I think in terms of sound performance, this actually performs really well, and I kind of like this. Of course, my M15 is a little bit better, but bearing in mind that costs $260. This one is just $70. So in my books, this one is actually value for money. It actually performs above its price point, and it produces really good sound for the DAC chip that it has in it. You know, it makes it a pretty affordable DAC dongle DAC amp. Alright, so that concludes my overall review for this Truthear Shio. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, do consider to give this video a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Right, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.